Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stay standing for a moment of silence.
From Homestead Media, this is HHS In Depth.
Today is Friday, May 3rd, and welcome to HHS In Depth. Let's begin with a brief rundown of today's show. To start us off, reporters Ruthie Hudson and Justin Estrada will bring you a story all about the canine companions that accompany some of our Spartan staff here at Homestead. Then reporter Luke Ryan lets you know about the mock crash done to remind students to stay safe on the road during prom. And speaking of prom, reporters Matthew Ahn and Caroline Burns will remind you of some last-minute details before the big night. We'll hear from Homestead's first ever graduate turned NFL player as reporter Jaron Ellis caught up with the 2016 Spartan graduate. Graham DeWitt lets us know what the weather is looking like over the next 7 days. And lastly, Josh Bobe joins us for another edition of Down to the Wire. All this and more today only on HHS In Depth. Hello Spartans and welcome to HHS In Depth. I'm Emily Adams.
And I'm Mara Nicholson. And Emily, do you think this nice weather will stick around for prom tomorrow?
I am really hoping so, but there has been a lot of rain in April.
I know. Well, thank goodness it's May. I guess we'll have to ask Graham DeWitt about the weather.
Mara, Emily, while we are going to be seeing a warm weekend, this afternoon will be bringing rain and thunder, but thankfully it won't continue into tomorrow, so you should be safe come time for prom. I'll be back in the studio later with a look into next week's weather. Back to you.
Thank you, Graham. I'll keep that in mind for tomorrow.
HHS In Depth, National News.
Switching now to national news. A 40-year-old male, Clarence Yoder from Idaho, approached a bison too closely within 25 yards on April 21st and was injured by the bison. He sustained minor injuries. Rangers responded after receiving the report of an individual who harassed a herd of bison and kicked a bison in the leg. Yoder was arrested and charged with being under the influence of alcohol to a degree that may endanger oneself, disorderly conduct as to create or maintain a hazardous condition, approaching wildlife, and disturbing wildlife. Each violation can result in fines up to $5,000 and 6 months in jail. As we know, the primary election is next week on May 7th and is an election year. When looking at estimated polls for the election cycle, it is almost mandatory to focus on the swing states. The RCP Real Clear Politics polls currently have Trump slightly ahead, up 1.5 points. This is a close race and will continue to change as we move forward. Check out the Real Clear Politics website if you want to check the daily election poll estimates.
Primaries are really important because it's a chance to have your voice heard on who the nominees will be. So the general election will be this coming November, but a primary election lets you have a chance to, within your political party, whichever party you subscribe to, you can go and have a voice on who the nominee will be for your party. So it's a chance to pick who you want to run in the upcoming general election. So it's a chance to have your voice heard for the presidency, for the other federal races at the Senate level, the House level, at the state level for governor, state House, state rep, and then some local races as well. So it's a chance to have your voice heard. So I think everyone should go out and if you want to make a difference or you want to have a say in who would be the leadership for this nation, you should take the time to go out and vote in the primary.
In other news, closer to home, an illustrious group of Homestead teachers saved a little family of ducks who were caught in one of the courtyards. According to environmental science teacher Mrs. Merkling, the ducks were provided the opportunity to move out of the courtyard Monday afternoon at about 3 p.m. after school. There were 10 ducklings and all were present and accounted for with Mom in the Environmental Center pond at the end of the experience. She later states, "I want to thank all staff and students for writing to me throughout the day who were concerned for their safety and well-being. I am honored to be a part of such a caring community." Speaking on behalf of all of the animal lovers here at Homestead, thank you to Mrs. Merkling and the other teachers for volunteering your time to save this family of ducks.
Thanks, Mara, for the news update. Okay, Mara, I know you have a lot of animals at home, but I've always wondered which is your favorite. Like, are you more of a cat person or a dog person?
I am such a dog person. I love my little golden doodle, Gigi. What about you? I think you have cats, right?
I do. I have Tisby and Houdini, and I love them.
Well, unfortunately for you, I think I'm with the majority on this one, especially with some of the Spartan staff around the school.
Reporters Justin Estrada and Ruthie Hudson are bringing you a story about the perfect pups around the school.
Here at Homestead, we have a couple of awesome pals that work hard every day. One of these dogs is Loki, the police dog.
He helps me in multiple types of investigations concerning drugs or firearms, and Loki can also track people. Some days we may be responding to a crash in the morning, or we may be investigating matters that have been brought to my attention or the attention of the administration here at the school.
Loki isn't the only school dog. Cricket works hard as a service dog every day.
She has two jobs. She does balance support. Sometimes I have issues. I'll get off balance and fall down. And so if I start falling, I can lean on her till I get to the ground. And then I've trained her for stand and steady, so she'll stand up and help me get back up. She does diabetic alert for me.
The assistance these dogs provide every day is much appreciated. But how do they come to be here at Homestead?
I work for the Allen County Police Department, and I requested to be part of the Canine unit. So our trainers found Loki, and he passed all the tests that he needed to. So here we are.
I got her when she was 6 weeks old from someone in Kentucky and brought her up here. We went through the basic training. I took her to puppy classes, so I learned how to be a better pet owner. And within that class, I told them what skills I needed her to learn. And we just worked on that. She can learn a skill in about 5 minutes.
The dogs enjoy a much more laid-back lifestyle at home.
Loki lives at my house with me. He's got his own room in our garage. Loki likes to run around and play fetch with the ball, chase squirrels, or just be around me if I'm outside working.
At home, she has the best off. She knows she has the freedom to be more playful and be more like a dog. Favorite thing is her ball. She does a lot of tricks. At home, she goes outside and plays outside all the time. She goes everywhere with me.
Loki and Cricket provide important roles in the school community.
Their presence adds a special touch to Homestead, making the school an overall better and more welcoming place.
Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Justin Estrada.
And I'm Ruthie Hudson.
Thanks for the story, Ruthie and Justin. Stick around. We'll be back shortly with more on HHS In Depth.
Welcome back to HHS In Depth.
Prom will be held tomorrow night at 8 p.m. at the Grand Wayne Center downtown. Tickets are currently on sale at lunch in the cafeteria for $35. Tickets at the door will be $40 though. Tickets can be purchased with cash or check made out to Homestead High School only.
You must show your current student ID to enter prom, and non-HHS students must have a valid photo ID. There are no refunds for prom tickets, and you must have your ticket to enter. No photos or copies will be accepted.
Seniors, please visit the HHS Scholarships page for scholarship opportunities with fast approaching deadlines. Some scholarships on this page are specifically for only Homestead High School students. The newest one is John Weiland Scholarship, where 2 Homestead students will win a $1,000 scholarship. Don't miss out on these opportunities.
Speaking of scholarships, seniors' applications for the Parent Club's Senior Bucket List scholarships are now open. One HHS senior will receive a $1,000 scholarship, and 4 other seniors will receive a $500 scholarship to fund their favorite bucket list item during the summer of 2024. Please check your email for the application or find it on Canvas. Completed applications must be submitted by 3 p.m. today. All seniors are encouraged to dream big and apply.
Homestead seniors, it's that time of the year again. If you'd like any photos of you and your friends to be seen during the senior slideshow at graduation, please upload them to the link that was sent via email last month. The photos should be original, high-resolution photos in any format or orientation that features seniors from Homestead only. The deadline for the photos to be included is Friday, May 17th.
Next Wednesday, May 8th, all Homestead students and staff are invited to eat at Salvatore's from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. 10% of all proceeds during that time frame will be donated to FCCLA. Please be sure to specifically tell your server about the FCCLA promotion next Wednesday night.
If you want to be a part of the award-winning dance teams at Homestead, you need to attend next week's workshops and tryouts on Tuesday, May 7th and Wednesday, May 8th from 2:45 to 5 p.m. on both days. And then attend the tryouts on Thursday, May 9th from 2:45 to 5 p.m. Any questions can be forwarded to Ms. Lombardo at the email address shown here.
Recently, I've overheard a bunch of people talking about a car accident that happened on Saturday, and although that's a really depressing topic, I found out that it's all fake.
Yeah, actually, it's just a demonstration they do every few years to remind students about the risks of impaired driving.
Is that why it's before prom then?
Exactly. We want to make sure students know before prom to stay safe. And now is reporter Luke Ryan to give us more information about the mock accident.
Any students who had decided to come by the environmental lot this past weekend may have witnessed 2 cars that had supposedly crashed into each other. All you can see now is the glass shards on the ground. What it really was a Homestead SAD Club drunk driving awareness video.
Every driver, like 1 in 50, there's an accident. There's about an accident every 34 minutes. And it really is more common than you think. If you look at court cases, a lot of like vehicle manslaughter, a lot of it is because someone was under the influence.
One drink will affect your response time. It'll delay your response time. Then you add up 2 or 3 more drinks from there and it gets worse and worse. You may feel fine, but you won't react the same. Majority of the time in a drunk driving accident, the person that is drunk driving actually walks away from the accident, and it's the other people in the car or the other car that they hit is the ones who ended sustaining the most injuries or fatality.
You can find the video with the link in the description. And remember to hand those keys over. You could be saving someone else's life, even yours. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Luke Ryan.
Thank you, Luke. Okay, I know we had a lot of confusion this week about carpooling for prom, where we're going, where we're meeting, all that stuff was really confusing.
We even had a debate about where to go to eat because one of us can't decide. If any of you are procrastinators like us and still don't know where to go before prom or still what needs to get done, Matthew Otten and Caroline Burns brings us a few reminders and tips for prom day.
Hey juniors and seniors, with prom just around the corner, we know there's a lot to think about, especially if you're down to the wire. But don't worry, we've got some last minute tips to help you make your night unforgettable.
That's right, let's start with prom outfits. If you're on a budget, check out thrift stores or consider borrowing from friends. You'll be surprised what hidden gems you can find.
Next up, dinner plans. Fort Wayne has plenty of options, from Salvatore's to even Culver's. Remember, it doesn't have to be super fancy to be delicious.
And if you want to spruce up your look, there's still time to squeeze in a haircut or a manicure. Many salons and barbershops in town can accommodate last-minute appointments.
Lastly, transportation. If you haven't sorted out a ride yet, don't panic. You don't need a fancy limo like in the movies. Uber, carpooling, or even your own wheels will do just fine.
Before we forget, make sure to bring your prom ticket and your school ID. Otherwise, you might find yourself waiting in line to get verified through Power School. Trust us, you don't want to miss out on the fun because of paperwork.
So there you have it, juniors and seniors. With these tips, you can make the most of your prom night, even with limited time to spare.
Now go out there and make some memories.
Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Caroline Burns.
And I'm Matthew Otten.
Thank you, Matthew and Caroline. Stick around, we'll be back shortly with more on HHS In Depth right after this.
As we spring into the month of May, our sports teams are still heating up, with sectionals in sight for some of them. I'll let you know more right here in the studio later on in Down to the Wire.
Welcome back to HHS In Depth.
We're back on HHS In Depth. Okay, I'm really hoping the weather's better tomorrow because I had soggy shoes for prom last year and I don't want it again.
I completely relate to you, and I especially don't want my prom dress getting wet this year. In the studio now is Graham DeWitt with your 7-day forecast.
Well, Mara and Emily, I talked about the rain earlier in the show, and you can expect to see that along with possible thunder and lightning while leaving today. As we get closer to the evening, the storm will come to a halt, but don't expect to see the sun appear from behind the clouds. As we head into the weekend, we'll stay safe from the rain, as we'll get partly cloudy skies and the temperature will be in the mid-70s. So you'll be good going to and from prom. Looking at next week, the break from the rain ends on Monday, and Tuesday and Wednesday will bring some scattered thunderstorms and almost get up to 80 degrees. It will calm down on Thursday, where it will be partly cloudy and in the mid-70s, so there is something to look forward to. At 7.39 inches, this past month set a record for the most cumulative inches of rainfall in April in Fort Wayne's history, and it seems that this rainy trend will continue into May, but hopefully we'll have a more splendid summer as a result. Emily, Mara, back to you.
Thank you, Graham. I can't wait for the summer weather to return. I cannot believe that I'm this close to graduating.
I know, and I'm gonna miss you, but I can't express how excited I am for school to be over.
Me too. I'm really excited to be majoring in PR and management, and it's gonna be so great because there's all that freedom in college. It'll be awesome.
It sure sounds cool. A little intimidating though. You know college is great, but what is really exciting is what you do after it.
At Homestead, we have a bunch of alumni that have gone into amazing careers.
Some of them have even gone on to play professional sports. Jaron Ellis brings us a story now about 2016 grad Ben Skowronek and his journey post-Homestead, which currently sees him playing in the NFL.
For the past 50-plus years, Homestead has seen many successful students walk through the halls and go on to do incredible things, but only a handful of those students have become notable alumni, one of which is wide receiver Ben Skowronek, who plays for the Los Angeles Rams and has won a Super Bowl championship with the franchise. I caught up with Ben via virtual video call to get a better perspective on how Homestead helped him prepare for life beyond high school. Were there specific values or lessons you learned from either your coaches and or teammates while playing at high school that helped you develop and you later carried on with you into college and the NFL?
For sure. I'd say like hard work, there's always a saying like work works. So for me, it was, hard work will pay off. And that's something that the coaches always preach. And then just discipline, do the right things all the time and, just show up every day and work hard.
Being an athlete comes with many tough challenges to get through. I asked Ben how he pushed through those times and kept pursuing his football career.
I just always had the end goal in mind of playing in the NFL. I didn't realize, all the ups and downs that would take place throughout college and even so far in the NFL. But really just that end goal of, I really wanted to just be in the NFL. It was a dream since I was a kid. So having that dream allowed me to just push through all those tough times and just keep going.
Looking back, is there any advice you would give the current high school players who aspire to be an athlete at the college level or beyond?
If you got a dream, chase it. Don't be afraid to chase your dreams and just, if you really want something, work as hard as you can for it and don't let anybody tell you you can't do it, can't make it, and just, block out all the naysayers and just focus on, what's important to you and just keep working.
If you would like to learn more about Ben's football career, you can check out my extended story on the Homestead Media YouTube channel. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Jaron Ellis.
Wow, I learned a lot about Ben Skowronek, especially for not knowing who he was before this.
Yeah, I don't really keep up with sports. Are any of them still in season?
I don't really know, but Josh Bobet is in now with another episode of Down to the Wire to tell us more about the week it was for Homestead sports.
Welcome back to Down to the Wire. I'm Josh Bobe. Today's episode starts with our boys golf team as they are having a terrific start to their season. The team went down to Rock Hollow this past Saturday and played in the Hall of Fame Classic. As a whole, they shot an insane 298 for 18 holes and took home first place out of 21 total teams. Caden Baker himself got 3 under par with a 69, earning him medalist honors. Then Landon Snyder shot a 73 and Ryan Parker shot a 76. This team is still warming up as they continue to dominate all over Indiana. The boys get back in action tomorrow for their state preview. Moving to the track, this Monday the boys and girls teams competed in a co-ed meet versus Carroll, and both teams dominated. Starting with the girls' side, they took out Carroll with a score of 75.33 to 55.66. Addison Canablo dominated the 800 meters with a time of 2:17. Ella Antibus got first also in the 1600 meter with a time of 5:27. Then senior Elliot Irwin won both the 100 meter hurdles with a time of 15.29 and then the high jump with a height of 5 feet 5 inches. Moving to the boys' side, they almost doubled Carroll's score, beating them 86.5 to 45.5. Sam Stewart got first place in the 100 meter with a time of 11.03. Michael White won first place in the 110 hurdles with a time of 15.33. Then freshman Jace Trevino got first place in the 400 meter with a time of 51.54. Both the boys and girls teams are back in action tomorrow at 10 a.m. at Carroll High School for another co-ed invite. Going to the hardwood floor, on Wednesday, the boys volleyball team headed to DeKalb and took care of business in a swift motion, winning 3-0 and not letting up more than 14 points in a set. Tyrell Johnson had 8 kills, Harrison Tallarico had 19 assists, along with 7 aces, then sophomore Brady Headline had 5 digs. We would also like to congratulate junior Jesse Biedenbach on achieving 1,000 career assists as he continues to add more to his total. Next, this Wednesday, the softball team hopped on the bus and rode down to Heritage to take on the Patriots and took them down 9-6, moving their record to 7-8. The Lady Spartans get back in action tomorrow bright and early at 10 a.m. down in Gas City versus the Mississinawa Indians. Wednesday's perfect weather also allowed the Spartans baseball team to make up one of their rained-out games against Northrop, with Homestead winning 7-3. Mason Weaver not only paced the Spartans offensively, getting 2 hits and 2 RBIs, but he also dominated on the mound, picking up the win and surrendering only 1 earned run. He had 10 strikeouts in only 4 innings pitched. Aiden Phillips also drove in 2 runs, and Luke Rhea relieved Weaver to get the save. Also this Wednesday, the girls' tennis team competed at home versus Canterbury and took care of business, beating them with total scores of 5-0. In singles, Macy Parker, Layla Kelly, and Caroline Stock all dominated their opponents, with the closest score being 6-4. In doubles, the story was likewise, with Grace Hansen and Caroline Meyer winning, as well as Elena Schilt and Nadia Cowan. Both doubles teams only let up a combined 3 points through their matches. This win moves the record to 6-4 as they continue on with their season. They play again today at Concordia at 4:30 p.m. To close us out, it's time to announce the Homestead Male and Female Athletes of the Week. Award recipients are nominated by their coaches for sportsmanship, athletic achievement, and team spirit. This week's winners are Caden Baker of the boys golf team and Lucy Kramer from the girls track and field team. Congrats to you both. Award recipients this week or in the future will need to pick up your award in the athletic office. Finally, to end this segment of Down to the Wire, we would like to congratulate senior Will Jameson, who has won the Thomas A. Brady Comeback Scholarship Award. This award is unique because it honors one male and female student athlete at the high school level from Indiana who has distinguished themselves by overcoming adversity or injury and returned and excelled beyond expectations in their respective sport. He is being honored on May 7th in Indianapolis at the IHSAA Foundation Impact Awards. That'll do it for this week's edition of Down to the Wire. Thanks for watching. Emily, Mara, back to you.
Thank you, Josh, and thank you all for watching today.
That'll do it for today's episode of HHS In Depth. Make sure to check out our socials for updates on the HHS In Depth team and our upcoming projects.
Have an amazing and safe prom weekend, Homestead.
We'll see you right back here again next week.